Program once again, our good friend Kim Baer, as we're talking about some things that have been in the news for actually quite a long time and really starting to get some traction again, Jackie.
When did it become popular to advertise that you wanted to sue somebody by putting a commercial on TV? You know, I feel like you see more and more of that. If you have experienced this, call this law firm.
Well, and you're seeing more and more of it because Iowa was one of the last states really to kind of deregulate with regard to our industry.
Okay.
So we've always had strict ethical rules with regard to what we could advertise on TV. And so we've all been kind of reluctant because we didn't want to violate those rules.
Right.
And so national companies would come in and they would advertise,
Yes.
and then we'd kind of all get upset because we'd say, well, wait a minute, they're doing it. And so, you know, there was some crackdown on the national TVs,
Right.
Advertisers. And then what has happened is, oh gosh, I'd say 4 to 5 years ago, our Ethics Commission and our Supreme Court changed the rules and said, all right, we're going to go ahead and loosen these up. There are still certain guidelines we have to follow, but that's the reason why now in Iowa you're seeing so much more, is because it's now really allowed and the guidelines are a lot looser.
Good to know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and we're talking lawsuits that have been awarding people billions, with a B, billions of dollars. So there's a lot of money at hand.
There is a lot of money at hand. So what I thought we'd talk about today is you've probably seen lots of advertisements for the baby powder, talcum powder cases, as well as Roundup. So I just thought maybe it might be helpful to the viewers to kind of explain what those lawsuits are about.
Okay, let's talk about the baby powder one first.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So the thought with the baby powder claims are that Johnson & Johnson made baby powder. We all, you know, probably have used it on our children. And they also made a product called Shower to Shower.
Right, which you use on a regular basis, especially now with the weather that we're having right now.
Exactly. There is scientific evidence that links the Johnson & Johnson baby powder and the Shower to Shower. It links the use of that by women on their private parts to the development of ovarian cancer. And juries have found that they believe that evidence. In fact, I think you were just talking about $1 billion award. There was a recent jury award in Missouri that awarded $4.69 billion, billion with a B, to 22 women who had used either Shower to Shower or baby powder repeatedly, you know, throughout their lives, and then they developed ovarian cancer. The troubling thing about the baby powder and the talcum powder, because you might say, well, why? You know, what's the cause here?
Some people can't grasp it,
The talcum powder and the baby powder has asbestos in it.
Oh,
so
it's not the talc.
It's not the talc itself.
There's something else.
There's something else in it, and the lawyers who have been bringing these lawsuits. So when you bring a lawsuit against a company, you're able to get their documents. And so apparently, I haven't seen them, but apparently there are Johnson & Johnson documents talking about their concerns about whether or not this asbestos in the talcum powder and in the baby powder is dangerous, and those documents go back decades.
Really? See, I'm just curious, and I like to know the backstory. Down the road, we'll find this out, but why is there asbestos in the talcum powder? Is it a byproduct of the process? Or?
Right. That I don't know. That I don't know, but clearly it's in there, and you know, when you see jury verdicts that are awarding $1 billion with a B, a jury got hopping mad, obviously, because that's, you know, a heck of a lot of money, you know, and a lot of times juries say, well, you know, $1 million is a lot of money, but if you're awarding billions, then chances are you were upset and you were trying to basically what we call send a message to Johnson & Johnson saying, this was bad, you shouldn't have done this, you should have warned, or you should have changed the product because it was dangerous, you knew it was dangerous, and you kept selling it and advertising it. So the people that would have claims against Johnson & Johnson, and these are people going forward. I mean, so if you have used the Shower & Shower product or the Johnson baby powder, and you've used it, and you're a woman, and you've used it on your private parts to keep dry, and you've developed ovarian cancer, then you very well may have a claim, and it's probably worth looking into.
It's not too late to still jump in on what that's all about.
It's not too late, and that's the reason why you're seeing all these advertisements.
Well, how long of a process is this to come to a conclusion? You know, because unfortunately, cancer, we all have a connection to it somehow. To make that connection, wait a minute, all these women might have something in common. To then investigate to see what that might be, to find a link of a document that was signed a decade or more ago.
Right, right.
That's a process.
It is a process. I mean, I'll just give you an example. So I worked on the Fen-Phen litigation, which yes. So, and I did round 1 of Fen-Phen. We had about 40 women here in Iowa that had heart valve issues from taking Fen-Phen. Some of them needed heart valve replacement surgeries. And then there was round 2 of Fen-Phen. And so I think I worked on Fen-Phen cases for maybe 10 years.
Wow.
So it's just an ongoing process, because if you think about it, if you've used the baby powder shower to shower all these years and you don't have ovarian cancer, and maybe next year you develop it, you sure as heck are going to want to kind of look into whether or not you have a claim.
They can't just shut it off.
They just don't. They can't shut it off. No, no. Now there are some statute of limitations issues, and it's really going to kind of run from when you knew or should have known. You know, so if you've been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, you have a family member that's been diagnosed, I certainly would ask them, you know, hey, have you used this product, and have you used it over a long period of time? And if so, it's worth making a call. It certainly is.
And worth keeping an eye on your own health, your personal health, to check that specifically to make sure.
And certainly, I mean, you know, I don't know whether or not the product has changed or not, but it'd be something that if I was a woman, I might want to talk to my OBGYN or my family doctor about. Should I still be using this product?
Really quickly before we go to another huge case, who do we call? Do we call our local lawyer, or are we supposed to call some...
The one that's on the screen.
Yeah, the big...
Well, obviously, I mean, so we always try to tell people it's nice to have an Iowa lawyer involved, because then we are your contact person. You're not just one person in 1,000. And so we handle these claims. That's the reason, one of the reasons why I'm talking about it. You know, but you definitely want an attorney that handles, it's called products liability litigation. And so because it's a claim against a product. So that's something, if they want to call my office, I'm more than happy to sit down and have a cup of coffee and take a look at it.
Another big case that is definitely going to raise a lot of eyebrows and get some attention is something that a lot of farmers have used for years, and we're talking about Roundup.
Yes, we're talking about Roundup. You're seeing all the commercials, and you know, this is just this is troubling, because what we're finding is that people who have long-term use of Roundup, and we're talking about farmers, people who've lived next to farms, they've lived in the country. It's a big deal in Iowa. Landscapers, groundskeepers. So those people who have used Roundup long term, if you or someone you know has then developed non-Hodgkin lymphoma, there's a connection there. It's, you know, now we know Roundup has, I mean, it's a pesticide, it's got chemicals, but there's, again, scientific evidence that is linking, you know, the Roundup to the development of the non-Hodgkin lymphoma.
But I think the key thing here is people that have used it on a repeated basis, on a regular basis. This wouldn't be somebody like, for me, I've used Roundup before, but I don't use it every single day. I use it once or twice a year, so that really isn't overexposure to it.
Probably not. I mean, you know, it's always, if you've developed non-Hodgkin lymphoma and you know you've used Roundup, it might be worth looking into, but chances are, I mean, the people that really have the claims are going to be, like I said, the farmers, the families of the farmers, people who have lived near farms.
Right next door.
Right next door. Landscapers, you know, people who are out using it on a regular basis. And again, another jury verdict that I wanted to mention was a California jury just recently awarded a couple $2 billion. I believe both of them had developed non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and they were if I remember correctly, they were landscapers.
So there's a couple of cases to keep in mind. So you have any of that has happened to you, you've been exposed to any of that type of thing, and I think you hit the key, Kim. Work with an Iowa lawyer, because you know the laws here in the state of Iowa.
Right, I know the laws here in the state of Iowa, and the other thing is we're going to be talking to your doctors. We're going to have to go find proof that you used it. Where did you buy it? And so there's lots of information we have to gather in Iowa to make a claim. And then also, I think it's just nice to be able to pick up a phone and know who you're talking to, or to be able to come in and have a cup of coffee and talk about the lawsuit. So we're more than happy to help with those claims.
Plus, you're an expert, and you've done this before.
I've done this kind of litigation for a long time.
That makes a difference. Okay, so how can we meet up with you and have that cup of coffee and have a conversation?
Sure, just give us a call at 279-2000. No charge for the coffee. Come on in.
Free coffee at Kim's place.
Woohoo! And free parking.
Doesn't get much better than that. Wonderful. Great for the information.
Great info today.
It is awesome.
Thank you.